Morning, this is Lindsay and it's Saturday, July 5th, 2025, and I'm just doing a video really quickly. I just want to talk about more about this narcissistic abuse, and this is an example of how they come back to Hoover. And this is for my own validation, because I believe that people think because what narcissists will do is they will twist the truth to their advantage to make it look like the person who they're targeting and abusing emotionally or whatever ways, psychologically and whatnot, sexually often, as they use you as an object and fucking lie to you and all this stuff. Well, so they flip it to make it look like you're the one doing all that, like you're the one who's unstable, you're the one who's doing all the things to them because they want to keep that status and image of that fake status and image that they have, that superficial image that they project onto the public at their job or whatnot. And so they make you look like, oh, she's crazy, she's unstable, they have these problems and this, that, and the other. And that's how they try to justify for their abuses, because the reality is, if you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, sex addict, liar, such as in my case, or a con man, whatever the fuck these people do, because they're liars, and he's a manipulator, a liar, a cheater, an abuser, okay? And I know these things because I know him very well, and I was able to analyze his behavior quite easily all the time, all the hours I've spent with him, talking to him, looking at him in the eyes, watching his body language. I could see that he was a liar. I could see what he was up to, and he knew that I knew these things. So they find somebody who's they find somebody who doesn't fall for their bullshit, right? And then you become their main source of supply, as well as like their target of manipulation, because they think they can continuously come back to you, right? You're going to be the one who, well, they're going to go out and fuck around with other people, and they get bored with you. They're going to go around messing with other people, having all these multiple relationships, doing their closet bisexuality, all the things that these people do that they lie to you about, that they keep hidden in their secret closet, whatever. But they know that you know these things, right? And so they continuously come back to you every time something goes wrong in these rendezvous that they have, when you don't give them what they want, when they demand things from you and you don't have the energy to do what they demand from you anymore, and you're just fucking tired of their abuse and lies. So they'll go away for a while, they'll disappear, you change your number, you go no contact, whatever, such as in my case, to let them know that you're not fucking around. But they see it as a game. They think that, that this is just a game, she's not being serious, she's just doing this because she's mad. No. But that's the mentality that they have, so that they can project and blame shift. And so they have an excuse to go out and do what they want to do, because you, as the primary source of supply who makes them feel a certain way, you're not providing what they want anymore, right? Because with narcissistic people, and I'm talking about men here, it's all about what you do, how you make them feel. There's something you do that makes them feel a certain way. There's something that you give them, whether it be physically, emotionally, whatever, financially, sometimes that they are addicted to. They get addicted to that feeling that you give them. It's about, because with narcissists, they're impulsive. It's about feeling. Usually, feeling physically. It's not usually about, sometimes it can be about psychologically or emotionally, but usually with them, with covert or malignant, and I'm talking about a malignant narcissist here who's basically a psychopath, and as far as I believe he's a psychopath. I really do, from analyzing and being around him. He's a psychopath for sure. The biggest liar biggest con. Oh my God, I know these. I can tell. He's got some major issues that he never dealt with growing up, and so I can see that. It's obvious. A lot of weird stuff in that person's life that I tried to, I mean, I honestly have never seen anything like it, quite frankly. And I'm being completely honest here. But what was I saying? So basically, you know, this person's a somatic narcissist, and I say narcissist because he is. This is what this person is. You can just say the word easily and say that so and so's a narcissist because of their behavior, but no, really, I'm convinced that that's exactly what this person is because of the way he behaves, the way he's so about image and status and all about his appearance and thinking that he's so grandiose and above everybody. He demonstrates behaviors of narcissism, psychopathy, as well as I see a lot of borderline bipolar stuff in his behaviors and whatnot. And if you yourself have ever been mislabeled as some kind of some kind of major depressive disorder like bipolar or schizophrenia, which I'm not schizophrenic, but that's another fucking label they slap on if you're aware, or paranoid, you're schizophrenic according to the fucking DSM, which is bullshit. That they easily love to, slap on these fucking bogus psychiatric labels to put you in a box. Okay, well, that's a lot of bullshit because people go through phases in your life. You go through phases and that's normal. It's normal to react to things and your behavior is all environmental. And they know this. They know that a person is going to react to situations that are environmental. If somebody dies, if something bad in your house, this is all environmental. And like I said, psychiatrists and people in the mental health workers and whatnot, they all know this very well, but they try to manipulate and convince the person who's quote unquote mentally ill that you're permanently crazy, that you're this, that you're that you need to be on some kind of psychiatric drug to fix the problem, to fix your personality. Now, this is who you are. This is your personality. It's behavior modification on a grand scale, because if you don't conform properly to what society expects you, pardon me, I did just wake up. I haven't done any makeup or hair yet, I just woke up a few minutes ago. I mean, sorry. I'm not going to apologize for my appearance, but this is me, the real, no makeup, nothing, just almost just woke up 20 minutes ago. But anyway, so, I don't know why I'm apologizing. But anyway, so society has to put people in a category. This is how people in society, because they need to feel, if somebody is out of place or somebody doesn't fit the standards of expectations of a corporation, of a wherever you work, wherever you frequent, if you don't fit their expectations of what you should, quote unquote, should be, well, they have to make sure that for them to feel for their own, maybe, because maybe they see you as a threat, they see you as a safety hazard, I don't know, whatever. They have to make sure to put you in a category so that they can justify for things that they do to you. As in my case, a targeted individual, they send out these flying monkey narcissistic people in the community to harass and monitor me because I'm a quote-unquote threat to their community. So it seems, or so they make me feel. But I know what they're doing. I know, I'm aware, and so I just go about doing what I'm doing, and I don't talk to people. Because I see this. You don't have to have a PhD or a master's degree to figure this stuff out when you're a legit person who's being targeted. And I don't like that word targeted individual, but that's exactly what it is. They are targeting individuals who don't fit in to their box, who are basically people who are individuals, nonconformists. Maybe you're creative, you're artistic, you're a musician, I don't know, but you're not like other people. You don't follow the herd. You go your own way. You're like what they call a lone wolf or something. I don't know, but that's me. I'm a person who's always been somebody who's in my own cosmos of thinking, because I'm not like other people. I'm like other people. Yes, I do the same things that other people do. We all have similarities, but as far as other things, I'm on a different level, mentally speaking, than a lot of people. That's why I tend to be a loner and reclusive, which once again, by society, is seen as something that you're crazy, you're mentally ill, you need help, you need this. They come up with all and every kind of asinine conclusion and excuse to justify your behavior when in fact you're just being yourself. It's not a crime to be who you are. This is who God made you. And yes, I believe in God. I'm very spiritual, and they mock the shit out of that as well. You know, these atheist people. I don't care if you're atheist, agnostic, whatever. I happen to be agnostic, and I believe in God and a higher power. But I'm not gonna. But that's my own right. And for anybody to tell somebody what to believe or how that you have problems if you're going around telling people that they have to do this, they have to do that. To each his own. Okay? I don't give a shit what the fuck people believe in, but if it's about who they are as a person. If you're honest, I look for honesty and integrity. And if I'm being fucked over and lied to by people and manipulated and screwed out of my money and abused financially, physically, emotionally, sexually, then yeah, I'm gonna fucking call you out for it, because that's abuse, and that's called taking advantage of somebody who might be having some problems that they're going through, or some emotional problems or whatever, physical problems. They'll target people who have a physical issue or whatever, and they think, oh, this person's easy to manipulate and control because they have insecurities, and so I'm gonna come into their life, Mr. I'm so perfect with my fucking suit and tie and fucking fancy expensive watches and nice car and talking the talk and walking the walk. They sound scripted because they are. Because this is what you call a narcissist. And these people target people such as myself. They love to target people who are supposedly bipolar or supposedly histrionic or schizophrenic or whatever fucking bogus mental illness or major depressive disorder. Me, I have I was diagnosed with severe depression and PTSD with a little bit of schizoaffective shit, but it's all the schizophrenia shit is a lie. That's just because I know that what the fucking government does when you're a political dissident. It's called punitive psychiatry. But they have to make sure that so other people feel comfortable when you're around that, oh, she's schizophrenic, she's just crazy, she doesn't know anything. That's so that they can have an excuse to send out these people to fucking exaggerate any situation, so that this is just how society is. It's just ridiculous. It's overreacting to a person. It's overreacting when in fact they're the people who are pulling the fucking strings to get you to react to their fucking bullshit. And pardon my language, but it's infuriating, because when you see it for what it is, then they can't fool you. They can't control you like they want. And when they lose control and power over a person, that's what makes these people so angry, because they're power-hungry, narcissistic people. And with narcissistic and societal narcissism throughout the world, whatever, it doesn't matter what country, what city, what town, what state, this is society, this is global. If they lose, it's all about power over people, power. It's a power trip. It's, even if it's a cerebral narcissist, a somatic narcissist, same thing. It's about controlling an individual and keeping everybody in a category, a box, basically. And it's about power. It's about these people who feel that they have power over others, because if you have any kind of influence over a community, over a small group of people, because you're an influencer, by naturally you have the gift of gab, whatever, you know how to communicate effectively, you're very direct and straightforward, then you are a threat. You're basically seen as somebody who's a threat because you have the ability to influence other people, and they're afraid of what you could do. They're afraid of what you're going to do. They don't really care so much about your past. They do and they don't. They're going to use that to fuck with you and to try to taunt you and humiliate you and shame you. You know, the shaming aspect of, oh, she did this 5 years ago or 10 years ago or that, you know, and they're basically obsessed with your sex life, you know, anything about your intimate life and your past. This is what they obsess about, to try to blackmail you, to embarrass you, humiliate you. If you're especially a public figure, they're going to use all that stuff against you at some point if you have a new job or whatever, a career going on, because they want to embarrass you and shame you. And this is what they do. This is called that. I guess that's called like blackmailing or something, bribing or blackmailing. And they've done this to me so many fucking times because they want to make sure that I shut up, that I don't let the fucking cat out of the bag, when I know exactly how these people operate. I grew up around it. I've been around these people my entire life, and I'm also educated enough about it. So it's just ridiculous, because anybody who feels that they have the authority over another individual simply because of your credentials, I don't buy into that shit, okay? I'm not going to buy into that. You can easily go get an online diploma nowadays, or even get a fake one. It's not that hard to put a fucking PhD after your name, or an MD, or a fake one at that. There's so many people who do that. They're fake. And they convince others that they have all this expertise and education, and when in fact they don't. But really, it's about your experience. In my opinion, yeah, it's good to have an education. Don't get me wrong, but it's not about that. It's more about your personal experience with what you have gone through. Because quite frankly, I'm going to have more credibility, or I'm going to feel more comfortable speaking to somebody who's had experience in the same similar kind of situation as myself, as opposed to somebody who might be able to have that label, credential attached to their name because of their education in a classroom or whatnot, in a good university and things like that. And no, I'm not saying it's bad. It's good to have an education. It's good to have your credentials and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, but that's not everything. It's not, you can't judge a person based simply on that alone. You don't discredit people just because they don't have the amount of same level of education as yourself. Because I've been through that as well. When you're in a workplace, when I was working at Rice University, for example, I only had I had a bachelor's degree, right? I was surrounded by a bunch of people with PhDs, master's degrees, people who seem to think they're geniuses, which a lot, these people at Rice University, and they just try to make you feel stupid and small and useless. And they did a lot of gaslighting and mobbing and gang stalking to me. And I was in shock at how abusive, how I was ostracized at that university, in that public affairs department, which once again was a fake job. It was all created, a fake job. Every job in my life basically has been fake. It's always been like this. And it's like, well, the reason is because I'm like the unpaid helper, because there's already money that I inherited but they just want to make me work useless shit that I don't get paid for hardly. Yet but see, this is what they do when there's money. I don't want to get into that right now, but I'm changing the topic. But back to this whole narcissistic shit. And I'm talking about this because this just is fresh on my mind, because this happened yesterday. I come home from the gym. I just came straight home. It was raining a little bit. And I you know what? I don't like driving in the rain that much. I drove a long distance and it's kind of dangerous. The roads were very slippery. And I was driving slowly and carefully like I try to always do. And I get home and I have a package from eBay that I think I know what it is, but it's not from me. It was actually from something else that I ordered from a different company. A purse, basically, that I ordered, but it's actually a little too small. It's not the right one. I thought it was anyway. And that was that there was a white package on my doorstep area, and of course, and then there's a note on my door. Okay, once again, I come home and there's a note. I haven't I had changed my number again because of this abuse and this person who's doing this stuff to me, when I know in fact what he's up to. I mean, when you know, right, that they monkey branch and they are involved with multiple people in multiple relationships, and they cheat and they lie, and you're just somebody who's an object that they come back around to whenever they want something, when something's going wrong with whoever, and they just use people for whatever you can give to them. And so that's what these people are. When you know that, You don't, it no longer affects you. It doesn't. I mean, when the reality really slaps you in the face that that's what they're about and that's what they do, then you either deal with it or you either go, no, you make the decision. It's in your court. The ball's in your court. You have to realize that with these people, they're always going to keep coming back to hoover you and mess with you. But just keep in mind that you're the one who ultimately has the power over these people. It's not what you think. They think that they have power and control over you, but no, really, you being their victim or their target, I shall say, target of their manipulative bullshit, lies, and games, you're the one who has the power over these people because you already know what they're doing and they know that you know what they're doing. So it's the ball's in your court. You control it. You can either go no contact, you can block them, you can change your number, you can relocate if you have the finances to do that, you can move away. If they're doing a smear campaign and trying to destroy your reputation, your finances, your health, your everything, then if you have the ability to actually physically relocate to another city or state or country, whatever, and you want to do that, then I would suggest to do it. To get away from them and their flying monkeys and all the fucking toxic people they're connected to, because they're connected with all these fucking government, law enforcement, narcissistic people. Very narcissistic people, and they usually are very much involved with sex cults, drug trafficking, counterfeit money, money laundering. They work at front businesses. They're criminals. They're basically, some of them are white-collar criminals, but they're criminals. And look back into their history, going back into their childhood, and you're going to see that these people have a criminal record starting way back. Or they were son of the bastard or this shit. Just look into their history, their childhood, their habits, their failed marriages, their children out of wedlock, or their secret children that they're incest with their family or cousins or there's all kinds of shit you're going to find out that they reveal to you, albeit very subtle. You're going to find this stuff out, and if you really start digging deep and do some real research, like if you have the tools to do some real investigation on these people, you're going to find out that they've got all kinds of records that have been expunged in the legal system. You're going to find out that they've been off the hook for things that they should be in prison for, things that are serious things that they should be in prison, like other people would be locked up in jail or prison, but these people get away with it because of their connections. Okay, and this is real because I know, because they will lie. They lie about everything. They get away with it. They lie. They're basically con men, con women, and they're criminals. And they're malignant. They're bad. They do a lot of bad shit. They put on a front that they're innocent, that they're very, very well spoken. You'd think that maybe they've been to school to learn how to speak. They come across as being extremely influential with the way they speak, their vernacular, their voice. Okay, they're very convincing, and they wear the right clothes. They dress well, they look pretty decent, most of them, and they speak in a way that's extremely convincing, so that their target, is fooled. It's a game. They fool people easily. That's what a con man does. That's what they fool you. But when you look into their eyes, if you'll notice, if they can't have a conversation with you directly, looking into your eyes, if they dart and look away, if they do weird things, body language things, you'll see these are all indications about if they're lying to you. Because when a person is not able to, I'm looking in my own eyes because I don't have any makeup on, but when a person can't communicate you directly, looking at you with their eyes, and if they can't make eye contact with you when they're talking about something and you ask them questions, then usually you can feel you'll get a feeling. With me personally, I get these intense feelings that I don't know where they come from, but I get these intensive gut feelings or feelings that that person is lying to me. I start to just see it. I can feel it in my body tingle. I can feel it. And you know these things because that might be that's your intuition speaking to you. That's your higher power, whatever, some kind of warning, internal warning that there's something off. There's a red flag waving right in front of you, but you may try to ignore it because you, like with me, I'm a curious person. I'm like, I want to analyze it. I want to find out why. I want to find out what's going on and why and what happened to this person and what makes them do this and why am I their target and why do they think that I'm that, that's just I'm very curious. I'm very analytical. I'm very critically thinking person. And so I love to try to really analyze situations and people as well because I think I'm pretty damn good at it, quite honestly. Just because it's a lot of if you have observation skills and good listening skills, then because that's what I have very good listening skills, communication skills, and observation skills. I might not be right about everything, but I pick up on things that other people don't, little clues and hints, because I see, and I've had the experience myself, a lot of experience. And when you have had experience with these kinds of individuals or situations, and really their effects, their games, their manipulations are not going to, and they know, but it's like you just start to play along with their game because it's like you don't even, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you know what they're doing. You know they're lying. You know they're full of shit. You know what they're doing to you. You know good and well what they're doing to you. But for whatever reason, because a part of you wants to help them, a part of you feels sad for them, or maybe you really like that person. Maybe you really do have feelings for that person. Unfortunately, you can have feelings for people who are just bad, who really don't give a shit about you, and they put on a fucking act. It's an act. And unfortunately, I've get into situations where I get feelings for people who don't give a shit about me, but it's all fake. So I try to you have to detach yourself emotionally from people. You have to really detach when you know what they're about and you know that they're going to continuously hurt you and lead you on and it never gets anywhere. You have to really realize that this person is never gonna, they don't have real feelings. It's all fake. And so if you continuously you can't change them. Don't try to change them, but they're gonna continuously hurt you. The more you stay with them, the more you keep taking back the hoovering, when they discard you and fucking do a reverse discard and come back to hoover and manipulate. Because they're hurt, they know that they're hurting you. They know that you might have. They do this on purpose because they need to feel. They think that in their mind, this person likes me. I see what I'm doing to them. I have an effect on them, and I can get away with anything. And I'm just going to come and go out of their life as I please to hurt them emotionally, psychologically, physically, make fun of them, their body, their appearance, their hair, their everything, their habits, what they eat, what they buy. This is what they do because they want to have a one-up on you, okay? But when they know that if they think that you like them, I'm just, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled because you have to love yourself, okay? I know that we all have insecurities, myself included. Everybody does, I think. A lot of people hide it and they're not going to admit it, but nobody's perfect. Everybody has insecurities. And these people seem to think that they don't, they're perfect. Everything about them is perfect. And they like to go around shaming other people who have imperfections because it makes them feel better, and they project a lot of their own insecurities onto others, but they use that as a weakness. They see anybody who's, they'll use stature. If the person is tall in stature or taller, they're going to make fun of you and call you a midget, you're short, you're inferior, you're weak, things like this. Anything to make you feel inferior, because this is what they do. They a lot of the times with height, you'll notice it with men who are taller, or women who are taller than somebody sometimes, they really love to use that as a way to like control other people and manipulate and abuse is stature. You might not be as physically strong or something, so they're going to use that as a weakness and to try to control you. But don't let it get to you. Just your mind. If you have your mind intact, is what's your strong point, is your mind, your brain, your body, your emotions, your feelings. The height, all that shit is superficial in reality. You know, don't let the superficial facade get to you and prevent you from knowing the truth about what they're doing, because they try to use that as a way to make you feel inferior. But so I come home and there's this note, back to what I'm saying. This is a fucking note that this Mr. Louis Valdez, it works at Saks Fifth Avenue, supposedly. Who fucking knows, like I said, if he really does or not. I don't know. You know, he's such a liar. But look, I come home and there's a note. And I have to read this because look at how fucking ridiculous. This is how so silly. I haven't talked to him or heard from him in several weeks because I changed my number again. And so this was dated yesterday, the 4th of July, right? Look at that. This was on my door when I got home. And I'm going to read it because it's just from my own documentation. Ola, dated July 4th, 2025. Ola, and look, he's actually written on a real piece of paper, not a bank statement or a bank withdrawal slip or whatever from Frost Bank. Because they want to, you know, they give you little clues. It's all about, with him, it's about financial control. And he seems to think that I'm like a bit, like he can, you don't have fucking financial control over me, and you don't have anything to offer me. What has he ever done for me? Nothing. You know, I'm not going to be controlled by anybody financially. I'm too fucking smart for that shit. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Lindsay? I'm sorry I haven't stopped by. I've been so busy at work, baby. BBY, baby, with a look at that. I've been so busy at work, baby. And I told him over and over, don't call me baby. Don't fucking call me that. That's not my name. Don't call me baby. Don't do that shit to me. I miss you so much, Lindsay. And then there's a heart. Look, he draws a heart. What is it with an arrow in it? What is that supposed to mean? It's funny. It's funny because it's like you can't help but laugh at how fucking ridiculous it is. You know, does he really think that I'm gonna believe this shit? That I'm that stupid? That I really am gonna fall for it this time? That after over and over again, that yeah, go ahead and yeah. But basically, what you're telling me is that you've been screwing other women. You've been with other, maybe even men. You're with other, you know, because I refuse to provide for you what you want because I need to be, you know, but you come back to me when you want something, but you're going to act like it's a game, like I don't know anything. Really? It's amusing, right? It's actually quite amusing because I know what he's doing. I know how this guy is. He's a somatic, malignant, if not malignant or covert, he's definitely, I believe, a malignant narcissist, or lots of characteristics of a narcissist, so psychopath. Psychopath means he was born that way, and I believe this man was born that way because of his situation. He tries to hide it, but he's got a lot of psychopathic tendencies, and I think he's just born that way. You know, I can see it. It's quite sad in a way, but it's also quite dangerous because people are kind of dangerous, or they're very dangerous, and they take advantage of people, and they really are they're like a lost soul, and they need to find God again. This guy seems to just have no God, and he mocks God too much. He mocks spirituality and God. At least with me, he does. He gets mad at me if it's like, why are you mocking me and mocking what I believe? But that's what they do because they have a lot of evil, satanic. They have demons. It's like they're demon possessed. Like, this guy's got so much. I'm not taking in your fucking demons anymore. I'm not going to be your exorcist. I'm not your private therapist anymore. I've already done enough work on you, and you didn't pay attention. You didn't listen. Okay? He just refused. He thought it was, he didn't take me seriously. And he goes off and monkey branches all these other fucking women and probably gets women pregnant and shit like that, which I suspect. And you come running back to me to fuck with my head even more. Not this time. That door is closed. That opportunity that it's over. He's not coming back into my house. He's not coming back into, no, not this time. I've moved on, and I will move on, and I won't let this man prevent me. Because this is just evil shit. This is revenge because I've been exposing him. So anyway, like I said, let me continue reading. I want to see you, BBY, baby. I miss you. I miss your beautiful blue eyes. My eyes are actually not blue. They're green. They're gray, kind of hazel. They're not really, they change, but they're more green than blue. So I miss those blue. It used to be my lips. Now it's my eyes. They change. See, it's like now all of a sudden I miss your beautiful blue eyes. I've finally have gotten a few days off. And now he's writing in all capital letters. His handwriting has changed. This is not at all. His handwriting it changes a lot. I mean, so does mine, but now he's like trying to change his handwriting. This is not what I've seen different handwriting of this guy, and now it's like looks completely different. Well, I finally have gotten a few days off next week, starting tomorrow, which is today, Saturday. Today, it's my final day working. Today is my final day working, which was yesterday. So I guess he came over before he went to work. Knowing that I wouldn't be here, obviously, knowing that I have my routine, he'll intentionally do that. They know that because they don't want to confront you. They're too ashamed. Deep down, he knows exactly what the fuck he's done. He's too embarrassed and ashamed, probably. He feels some remorse or guilt, so he has to leave a note because he knows that he's been fucking over and lying and doing shit. But then again, what does it fucking matter? I'm not his girlfriend or his wife. I don't give a shit what the fuck you do. I'm not committed to you, and vice versa, so do whatever the fuck you want, but I know that I wouldn't do that to somebody. That's just wrong. It's, thinking I'm that stupid. God knows how many other women he's doing the same thing with, and if they don't fall for his bullshit, if they play along, do it. I don't care, but I don't want to get involved with this guy's fucking drama. You see all the drama he's involved with, all the shit that he drags into my life? Because he thinks it's fun, a game. Today is my final day working. Today is my final day working, which was yesterday. Oh, and final? Did you get fired? Your final day? Did they release you? Did you get fired from Saks Fifth Avenue? Maybe you need to find a new job. Maybe you don't even really work there. Maybe they figured out that, I wonder if that's a lie. Maybe your days of an informant, or maybe you're an investigator. It's over. You got to find a new gig, a new target to financially abuse and sexually abuse and take advantage of. Is that what's going on here? I wonder. Let me try to analyze. First of all, the handwriting's different. The behavior's changing. Now it's about my eyes. And last time I saw him in person, he was like looking at my eyes, like, let me see your eyes. What the fuck is he? What new script have they given him? Because clearly it's all scripted. It's like these people have a script, an agenda. They do. It's all fake. It's fake. And I'm sure he's telling other people God knows what about me. Who knows what he's telling about people about me, but you know what? It's a lie. Don't believe it. He's going around. I know that what I'm saying is real. I know this person. But don't. They will get away with all kinds of shit to try to convince other people that you're the one who's crazy. No, this guy, he's the one who keeps hoovering me and doing all this shit. I don't go around, I just make videos about it and fucking document it because I see what he's doing. Because I think he's a threat to my well-being and safety, and it makes me fucking, it's abuse. This is abuse. This is coercive abuse. It's abusive to do this to a person. I plan on stopping by tonight, Lindsay. Okay, well, if he did, I was probably already asleep or didn't hear it, but I don't, Oh, you plan on stopping by tonight. And notice he doesn't say anything about, I've been trying to call you, I can't get through to you. Nothing about that. So, see how fake all this shit is? It's all fake. I want to see you. I need you so much next to me. Love, Lewis. And then he's got XXXOXO. Really? Okay, I just had to document that because you see how ridiculous this is. I've already talked now for 40 minutes to get my point across about this, and I have to document this stuff because I need credibility. I am tired of being fucking smear campaigned, abused in these kinds of ways when nobody believes a fucking word I say, but they believe the narcissist because a person wears a fucking suit and wears a fucking watch and walks a walk and talks a smooth fucking scripted shit, and I'm the real person here talking, and I'm not going to put up with this bullshit abuse anymore from any narcissistic man trying to take advantage of me, lying to me, lying. I can't stand fucking liars like that. I hate that. Okay? I already know what he's doing. I know what he's up to. I know his modus operandi. I know how they behave and their tactics, how they manipulate and use. It doesn't fool me. I believe in myself. I know that I'm not perfect, but I know who I am. I know who I am. I know that I have God in my life. I know that I'm being looked out for, and I know that this stuff is not going to, the damage done, it's water under the bridge. Now let me move on and just get the fuck away because I'm not going to waste any more fucking energy, and I'm already See what they do? They make you waste your fucking time and energy trying to figure it out. But I'm just, like I said, documenting this stuff. This is, all the things that I'm talking about are real examples of narcissistic abuse, okay? I could write a book. I could make a lot of money with my experience and my trauma and my pain. But I don't want to be the victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. Don't put me in some little victim mode when that's not who I am. I get upset, I get sad, I get mad, but I have to get over it so I can survive. Because I'm always in survival mode, it seems like. I don't want to have to always be in survival mode in my life because of other people's manipulative bullshit to try to control my life and finances. Because it's about that, financial control. I see that. Don't put me in that category and do not try to fucking take advantage of my vulnerabilities or weaknesses so that you can feel better about yourself and your fucked up mistakes, knowing good and well that you fucked up over and over again, but you keep coming back to me, trying to get back involved with my life to try to fuck it up when you're a fucking liar, a cheater, and you psychologically abuse. I don't know what the hell happened with you and your ex-wife, if you're still married to that woman, or your ex-girlfriends or whatever. I really don't know, but I wonder what really went down with that relationship with her. I'm curious because clearly, I'm just saying that I'm sure she didn't put up with that shit, and you cheated on her. Probably lied to her. Maybe both of you cheated on each other. But you know what? If you're going to continue your path of destruction, doing this to people, and I'm talking to you, Mr. Lewis Valdez, if you're going to continue that abuse towards other people, you're going to find yourself, he's going to always be in this kind of cycle. Always going to be doing the same thing to other people, or trying to, until they figure it out. Until they figure out his his game. I did. I figured it out. Maybe I'm one of the few who did and talks about it. But you know what? You can't fool me. I was fooled at first, thinking this is just weird. There's something off. There's something about this man. This is just weird. You know, there's something off. So I expect it. I need the truth. I don't have time for this shit anymore. I don't. I'm not going to waste my time with him. He's not coming to my house. He's not coming inside my house. So that's that.